Welcome, everybody. This is another episode of the Orange County Housing Report. Our market update here locally in Orange County. As always, I'm Ron Evans, and you've reached the Real Estate 101 with Ron Evans podcast and or YouTube channel, wherever you're listening or viewing. I appreciate you stopping by. As we go, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the notes below, and I will get back to you. You can also text me at 949-929-2270 or shoot me an email at realestate101@ronevansrealty.com. The reports that I go over regarding our housing, I go over the general notes for the county in general, in total. If you have a question specific to your city or town here in Orange County, hit me up and I can provide you with detailed numbers to your neighborhood, to your city. Everything that I go over comes straight from Stephen Thomas and his company Reports on Housing. Stephen is a local economist. He's been at this since 2003, I believe, so almost 20 years. He knows our Orange County housing market from a numbers point of view and a data point of view. He crunches the numbers, he understands the data, he puts the charts and graphs together and gives it to all of us to give to you. So let's get right into it. This is our current housing report. It's not about the price. Everyone is intensely focused on the prices of a home when the real focus should be on the ability to write a check for the monthly mortgage payment. Now, over the last few years, we've seen the prices of homes go up and up and up. We've seen interest rates also come down and down and down. And something I heard Stephen say maybe 3 years ago, maybe even 4 years ago, was, and that's when everything was first taking off, was buyers need to get comfortable marrying the mortgage payment, not the price of the home. The price of the home is going to make you uncomfortable, might make you sick to your stomach. But can you afford the monthly payment based on how much you're putting down, based on your budget, based on if you were renting previously or not? That's what you need to be concerned with, because as we see it, the prices are going to continue to go up and up and up, and you need to hit a stop point in time to get into the game so that you can start building your equity. And that's where we're at today. So everyone is intensely focused on the prices of homes when the real focus should be on the ability to write a check for the monthly mortgage payment. The active The active listing inventory shed 94 homes the past 2 weeks, which is down 6%, and now totals 1,363 homes, its lowest level since tracking began in 2003. 1,363 homes. That's all we have available in all of Orange County. In November, there were 8% fewer homes that came onto the market compared to the 3-year average prior to COVID. 175% less. Last year, this time, there were 3,152 homes on market. Almost 1,800 more, or 131% more than we have today. That's the crisis we have with inventory. Demand is the number of homes that go into pending status. So they open escrow and they're in pending status. That's how he measures demand. So demand, the number of pending sales over the prior month, plunged by 277 pending sales in the past 2 weeks, down 12%, and now totals 1,944, which is the largest drop of this year and the lowest level since January of last year. That part's pretty normal. Last year, this time, there were 2,549 pending sales, 31% more than today. That was mainly, though, as we've said before, due to a delay in the spring market of 2020 because of COVID. We had a 3-month delay. So instead of everything starting in March and April, it didn't start till June, July. So everything got pushed back. It gave us a crazy fourth quarter. Now, with that enormous drop in demand compared to the smaller drop in supply, the expected market time, which is the number of times it takes to sell all Orange County listings at the current buying pace, increased from 20 to 21 days. Not a huge jump, even though those numbers sounded kind of crazy. It's an extremely hot seller's market, which is equal to less than 60 days on market. This time last year, it was 37 days on market. A lot slower than today, but still a hot seller's market. Now, for homes priced below $750,000, these are going to be your entry-level homes, maybe a first move-up home from somebody out of a condo into a small single-family residence. So for homes priced below $750,000, the market is a hot seller's market with an expected market time of just 18 days. This range represents 28% of the active inventory. It's huge. And 33% of the demand. So there's still a lot of people trying to buy in that price point. And that is our highest share of inventory. But still, you can see the demand way outpaces the inventory in that price point. Now, for the next price range up, which is $750,000 to $1 million, the expected market time has dropped to 14 days. This range represents 18% of the active inventory and 28% of the demand. See that flip-flop, that supply and demand, causing the days on market to down. For homes priced between $1 million and $1.25 million, the expected market time is also 14 days. This range, however, represents 9% of our active inventory and 13% of our demand. For homes priced between 1.25 to 1.5 million, the expected market time goes up a little bit to 18 days. All of these ranges are a hot seller's market. This range represents 7% of the active inventory and 9% of our overall demand. Now let's talk luxury. For homes priced between 1.5, so 1.5 million is our threshold for luxury here in Orange County. For homes priced between 1.5 million and 2 million, the expected market time increased from 21 days to 24 days. For homes priced between 2 million and 4 million, expected market time increased from 39 to 46 days. And for homes priced above 4 million, the expected market time increased from 103 to 112 days. Now, I've explained this before. If you want to go back and listen to previous episode, if you just go back a year or two, the 112 days that we're experiencing right now at the 4 million plus range was well over 300 days a year ago. And maybe a few years ago, it could have been 400 to 500 days. So it is still insane that in less than 3 months, you can have a $4 million plus listing sold here in Orange County. That's where we're at. It's not strange that the market time has gone up slightly in that price range because it's the time of year where people, if they didn't get it sold in a quick enough time or maybe something happened, they pull their homes off market now for the holidays and they'll come back probably in February, March timeframe as we hit the spring. Now, if you take the luxury in, which is all homes above 1.5 million, the whole luxury side accounts for 37% of our inventory currently and 17% of our demand. So you can see that's why the expected market time has gone up in the luxury end because the demand's gone way down. Inventory is still a little bit there, but demand's gone way down. People are just not doing as much right now during the holidays. Now let's talk distressed homes. We categorize distressed homes as both short sales and foreclosures combined. They made up only 0.6% of all listings and 0.4% of the demand. There are currently only 6 foreclosures and 2 short sales available to purchase today in all of Orange County. 8 combined distressed homes on the market, which is actually up 1 from 2 weeks ago. Last year, there were also 8, so it's the same. Hasn't changed. Now, I know in 2020, we went through some things. People were offered forbearance. And all we've heard throughout 2021 is at some point, the banks are going to come calling for their clients to make up all that forbearance money. And here's going to come the wave of foreclosures. People aren't working. Well, we've seen the jobs reports go up and up and up. People are actually making more money. There are actually a lot of jobs available. And for people who took forbearance, if they didn't need forbearance, or even if they did need forbearance, there's one thing they have today that they wouldn't have had 10, 15 years ago if we were in this situation, and that's called equity in their home. The vast majority of these people, if they're stuck with a huge balloon payment to get caught up on their forbearance, they're going to actually have equity in their home, most likely that they can refinance out and get their homes caught up, and away they go, and they're not going to lose their homes. So I know that you see a lot of things on mainstream media, national media, that there could be this wave of foreclosures coming. Here locally, at least, we're not seeing it. There are some agents that I know that are panicked about it, or at least concerned about it, and thinking that it's going to be that. But if you really look at the numbers and understand the equity position that people have today that they didn't have 10, 15 years ago, that should help you understand that the foreclosures probably aren't coming. Okay, there were 2,570 closed residential resales in November, which is 10% less than November of 2020. But keep in mind, that was delayed selling because of COVID. For this year of 2021 through November, there have been 32,669 closed sales, which is 20% higher than last year. September marked a 7% drop compared to October of 2021. The sales to list price ratio was 101.1%. That's actually up a little bit for all of Orange County. Usually it's about 100.6, not quite 101. So we actually saw the sales to list, or the list price to sales ratio, go up a little bit here in Orange County last month. Foreclosures accounted again for just 0.2% of all closed short sales, or all closed sales. And short sales accounted for 0.2% as well. That means that 99.6% of all sales were good old-fashioned sellers with equity. Now, again, I can break this down. I can break it down by county in some other counties on some of these things of all properties, short sale versus, or I'm sorry, distressed versus non-distressed. Break it down by city here in Orange County and by city and price point, attached versus detached, however you need to have this configured. I'm happy to share those numbers with you. Again, you can email me at realestate101@ronevansrealty.com or text me at 949-929-2270. I've kind of gone with a condensed format this week, hoping that it makes it easier for everyone to listen to, get through, and digest. I appreciate you listening. I appreciate all the feedback that I get. Please don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on whatever method you're streaming. Subscribe to my YouTube channel to stay up to date on everything that I post. I probably post 2 to 3 podcast episodes or videos a week on various topics, not just housing numbers in Orange County. Some of them are only applicable here to California and Orange County, but other things I talk about are more national for the United States. So please check in for that. I thank you all tremendously for listening, tuning in, and we'll see you next week.